going to talk about how the difference between particles in metal versus particles in water versus particles in air, okay? Now remember when we talked about metals and solids, the particles in those are wet. The matter in those are packed together densely, very dense. Okay, so we're packed together tight. So what happens when I move my energy? So I had a class in the summer because I knew I was going to teach at a low socioeconomic school, and there was a class being offered at Abilene Christian for teachers like that. And I was like, I need help because I don't know how to make science interesting. I didn't like it, and how was I going to make them like it? Where are all my particles in space? There aren't any. There's no matter in space that we can bounce the sound off. So I'm ready to do it, okay? So I've been hit. When you actually apply it in a way that makes sense to them, it's so easy. And I thought, why hasn't anybody told me that it was this easy? The rulers are not to be used to hit anybody. In fact, what I want you to do is I want you to put it on your table flat. You can do all sorts of crazy sounds with your ruler. And then there's a technique to this. And I know because I've looked it up online. This is the first year I get to do science all day long to everybody. So I get to have all the kids in here all day long. This is what I do. It's so much fun. And I think, wow, I get paid to do something I love all day to kids. Perfect. So this is how you have cheap entertainment at home. You get a ruler and you get a straw from Sonic and you start your own little band. I don't know what you want to call it, but be sure you let me have tickets to the first showing. They used to come in, I hate science. That's the first thing I hear. I hate science. I don't want to do science. Well, not everybody. But not everybody wants to be a scientist, But then you say, well, do you like animals? And they're like, oh, yeah, I love animals. And so then we go in through the biology of animals. And they're like, oh, this is cool. I get this. And chemistry really hooks them. How do you do that? And then simple machines. We just did a review of simple machines. And I had pulleys and rope out. And all of a sudden, my little engineers. And I was like, that's an engineering job. And they were like, oh, we get that. Now I want to do an engineering job. I said, that's a scientist. I want to be a scientist,
Congratulations.
Somebody tell me what an acquisition is. My junior year in high school, I had a super dynamic teacher for my fall semester and in a social studies classroom. And she was just engaging in conversation and discussions and debates. We did simulation activities. We recreated the Constitutional Convention. So then the next semester, unfortunately, I had a schedule change because I was involved in some extracurricular activities. And so I got a schedule change to another history class. And although the teacher was really nice and wanted us to do well, his style was so different. We call each one of these sections a territorial acquisition, okay? So it's just the piece of land. Without looking at anything, without looking at your maps, without looking at anything, I want you to see if you can remember what we call each of these pieces of land acquisition. Everybody has that story of that one teacher that took an interest in them or inspired them or motivated them or didn't let them fail. Just they have that story about that one teacher, and she was mine. And if I can be that for one kid every once in a while, then it's worth it. Give the method each territory was gained through. So was it gained through annexation? Was it gained through purchase? I see these girls grow faster than any students I've ever seen in my life. And it's because some distractions are taken away. They wear uniforms. They're not distracted by the social setting created by boys and girls in a classroom. It is the hardest, most challenging job I've ever had because our students, we've told them, expect more out of yourself, expect more out of us, expect more out of your community. And now they're like, okay, I'm expecting more every day, so where is it? And so every day I have to think, am I really giving them what they need? Am I really challenging them? Am I motivating them? Am I giving them that expectation a little bit higher every time? Because they now expect it. I constantly hold myself, I think, to a higher expectation just because I owe it to them. They've taken a risk to be here. They've left their home campus. They've left their neighborhood kids for the most part, and they get teased, every once in a while. And so, I owe it to them to make it as special as I possibly can.
Andrea. Hi. Hi. It's okay. Do you know why we're here? Yes, absolutely. wanted to, come by, tell you congratulations. And, we didn't mean to interrupt your planning period, but, you're just an extraordinary teacher.
I'm going to pick up your homework at the end of class because some of you will need it. I realized that I really wanted a job that combined two things. One was being involved in the community and working with other people. I did not want to be stuck in a cubicle. I did not want my computer for a best friend while I was at work. I wanted to talk to people all day long, and I wanted to, in some way, be a part of their lives. And the written word is really important to me. I think that a lot should be said for reading and writing and those skills and fostering a critical consciousness in people. Don't just accept the world the way it is. Don't just accept your life. Constantly question and analyze and probe and see how you can improve or change things. And so teaching seems like a really good avenue for that. Comments, questions, burning issues about that OP? Well, I have a reputation which frightens a lot of students who don't know me. They come into my, oh, I'm gonna have Miss Johnson next year. No, because I fail a student if they don't do the work. Like I said, I have a good time, I laugh, and I teach things that get us all talking about personal subjects, themes, ideas about humanity, but it's business. I expect them to do what they're supposed to do. There's so much at stake. Reagan might be closed down. We have all these testing things. Every minute is precious, and everything that I ask them to do is to further them towards that path of success, and I do not tolerate them not doing that. This is a major grade, and you're going to complete the essay in 40 minutes, which is all about lesson planning. If you have a really engaging, relevant lesson plan, and if they know why and what they're doing it for, and you present it to them in a way that makes them want to do it, kids aren't going to be trying to jump out the window. If you give them a reason to want to be there, they're going to be behaved. And so between humor and that, I learned that. What about the idea of I can go on holding my own hand? But yes, I have the reputation of being very strict and scary and mean, and look at her, there she goes, the scowl on her face. Because I am very serious about most things here at school, but we have fun. I wouldn't want to be here if it weren't fun, so then they get over that stereotype pretty quickly.
Now, back in April, I had the opportunity to recognize 3 very exceptional teachers for their excellence in education. Our Teacher of the Year exemplifies this very talent, dedication, and results that inspire our students and colleagues.
Please help me congratulate our 2010 AISD Teacher of the Year, Andrea Johnson.
She says, you like talking in front of all those kids, but any good teacher knows that it's completely different talking between a classroom that you know and you can whip into shape and a bunch of random strangers. So I'm very nervous and embarrassed and overwhelmed, but really, really honored and humbled. There are amazing teachers in this district, and there are really amazing teachers at Reagan. And so I'm very proud to be one of those. And I'm also very proud to be able to represent Reagan High School in this capacity, because Reagan has my heart. We are a great place. We really want to be here next year, and maybe I can use a little of my finesse now to try to make that happen. So I don't have a lot else, but thank you very much.
As your superintendent, I just want to say thank you so much for all you do. Everyone in this room is here for one reason. It's the children in our community, and it is just a very special night, and I hope that you'll celebrate all of the winners tonight and continue to thank them throughout the rest of the school year. We'll see you again next year for this event again.